Here are 10 coins that can at least do a 10x in the next crypto bull run. If you like that kind of content, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification, smack that like button, and let's dive right into it. Now, I'm not saying that all these coins will do a 10x or will do a 10x from where we are right now. Some coins will do way more than just a 10x, and some coins might not see that 10x. But I gathered a couple of coins that I at least think are strong enough to survive this market right now, because we are out of the deepest of the bear market, but we are definitely not in a bull market yet. And that, in my opinion, will still take a year or so, and projects can die in the meantime. But if you are looking to, in these times, build a solid crypto portfolio with not a lot of risk, but are strong enough to survive this period, then I think this is a really good list. And I got some juicy low caps in here as well, of course. So let's dive right into the first one. And the first one is Bitcoin. Why do I say Bitcoin? Well, it sounds very boring and you might feel like, oh, this list is gonna suck. Like I said, I have some juicy low caps, but the point is that if you are looking for 100x's in crypto, you know, you can look at these micro caps, and that's what I do a lot on this channel though. But it's not the purpose of this video, because it's also about not taking too much risk. Plus, 100x is actually not necessarily achievable by going into low caps. You can also pull off 100x by pulling off a 10x twice if you play it right. So it's not really that hard. But Bitcoin overall is the safest asset in crypto. We all know that, of course. And Bitcoin so far also showed us that it has great returns every single cycle. And I think that people still underestimate Bitcoin. And also, the longer you are in crypto, the more respect you get for Bitcoin. As you know, that even the best altcoins completely wreck you. It doesn't matter. Bitcoin went down in this bear market like 3x, something like that, right? Like 77%, while altcoins got crushed. It's very simple. You must never be in altcoins in a bear market. Doesn't matter how good the altcoin is. Altcoins will get destroyed, and it's still happening right now. And also, in a bull market, don't underestimate the power of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin had never had a cycle where it did less than a 17x. And I know, of course, there are diminishing returns, so we won't see probably 100x's again, but it doesn't mean it has to get lower every single time we hit a new cycle, because that's just simply not what's happening so far. And at the end of the day, that will happen, definitely. But if you look at these cycles before, for example, let me show you right here. Do I have a good example right here? This is top to top. Let me skip that. But Bitcoin's worst cycle so far was the last cycle, basically, where it did a, well, not even. The last cycle, it did more than a 20x. One of the worst cycles was one of the first cycles where it did a 17x. And we had two in between. And then, I mean, from bottom of the bear market to top of the bull market. And somewhere in between, we saw 100x, 120x. I will be surprised if Bitcoin won't at least pull off a 10x from the bottom. Now, if you assume that this is the bottom, then a 10x is very likely. I mean, it's just $150,000 for Bitcoin to pull off a 10x, right? And you might feel like, yeah, okay, but if it just goes to $150 and I buy right now, then it's not that great. Then I'm just sitting at a 5x or so. Well, one, I think it's going to get higher than that, and two, you will probably get a better entry. I don't think that we will never see any lower prices than 28K again, to be honest, right? Everything that goes up that fast will come down eventually. So will we see this bottom again? I doubt it, but it doesn't mean you cannot get a very good entry. And, you know, if I look at Bitcoin, how it's moving for the last 6 years, if we, you know, the top of the last 2 cycles, it hit the upper line of this parallel channel. So assuming that it can keep up this way for another 2 years, right? That's the end of 2025, 2.5 years. That will be 400K, right? Let's be very bearish right here, and let's say that Bitcoin for some reason doesn't go to the top anymore, but just halfway. That's $150,000, $160,000, and yeah, these kind of things always sound unrealistic in a bear market. But again, you have to know, right? Like you have to know that here in the bear market, when Bitcoin was $2, and someone would have said, "Yo, but Bitcoin is going to get almost $300." You would have been like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" Right? Like 130x or so. Of course not, right? And it happened. It happened twice, by the way. So, you know, to do something like this, that's the most realistic thing so far, basically. Let's not waste too much time on this. The next one is Ethereum. And why I'm so bullish on Ethereum is simply because, not because I like the chain so much. It's slow. Well, it's not that slow, but it's very expensive. That's the thing. But why I like Ethereum so much is basically because of the price movements. Ethereum, every bull market so far, did fantastic. Look at these numbers right here. Look at these numbers right here. Ethereum did fantastic, right? But this was when Ethereum was inflationary. It was more Ethereum hitting the market. The gas fees were high. It wasn't great, right? And now we actually had the merge, and we have a deflationary Ethereum. So I'm, you know, very curious to see how a deflationary Ethereum will perform in a crypto bull run. I think, yeah, I don't know. I think Ethereum will really surprise us. Disclaimer, by the way, I kind of said it in the Bitcoin part, but I'm not saying buy it now, anything. I'm not saying that. That's not up to me for you when you should buy something. But when I look at the charts, I think we will get way better entries on a lot of coins. And maybe some of them won't. Maybe some of them found the bottom already. They will go up from here with the necessary pullbacks, of course. But overall, I think this is not necessarily the best time to step into crypto, and especially not into altcoins, of course. So, but Ethereum, overall, very good play. Next play is, and I'm going basically from well, high to low cap, but it's in random order, basically. Next one is Avalanche. Avalanche is a chain that is doing so much. They have their subnets. They are so much expanding their gaming division, section, whatever, how you want to call it. Avalanche is really doing great. A lot of huge partnerships. And I think we can see great things from Avalanche. Now, the thing is that, yeah, Avalanche is still quite high cap. But it doesn't mean it can't get higher, right? Avalanche at the top was a $30 billion valuation. It's now sitting at 5, right? So that's already 6x from where we are till where we can go. It doesn't mean, though, again, that we cannot get a better entry for Avalanche. If we look at the price for Avalanche, yes, it is basically going sideways for over a year now. If you look at the price in this range, let me show you the price in this range. It's basically the same. It's fluctuating from basically $30 to $10, and that's a big range. But overall, if you zoom out a little bit, you can see that it is an accumulation phase, right? Overall, it's an accumulation phase. Now, if you zoom in a little bit more, you can, of course, see that Avalanche had a pretty decent pump, right? And you can buy it now, but also for Avalanche, I think we will get better entries. And again, if we look at the market cap for Avalanche, where it was and where it could go, look, I mean, here it was 8 billion, here it was 3.5 billion, give or take. Will we go back down here? I don't know, but it will be a very decent entry for me. And I mean, the lower you buy in, the higher the amount of access is that you're going to make, of course. Next one is Gala, also mid-high cap. Right, but Gala, you have to know that why I'm so bullish on Gala is they are big. They have their gaming, they have their films, they have their music, they are running nodes, they have a hype community, and Gala is like the Bitcoin of crypto gaming. If you ask anyone that's not too familiar with crypto gaming to at least call one, then it's usually Gala, right? Or Axie, Sandbox, but Gala is also at the top of that list. So I really like Gala. I think it has a bright future. And also, if you look, I'm not too much looking at the prices, right? Because we have token vestings and all that. I rather compare market caps. That's more realistic. But if you look at the market cap for Gala, it's pretty funny that you see that it came from almost $6 billion in the last bull run, right? It's now sitting at 300 million. 20 times from its all-time high. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that every coin has to go back to its all-time high, because let me tell you, that won't happen. But in this list, I tried to pick the coins that have a good utility, that are here to stay, and that also have a better chance of going back to their all-time high. A lot of people usually say like, yeah, but these coins, they in the last bull run, they won't never come back to their previous all-time high, because look, in 2017 at the top 10, these coins are nowhere now. That's true, but you must remember that in 2017, did we actually have some altcoins with very good utility, or even coins with utility? I mean, now we have way better altcoins. We have a lot more altcoins to stay. If you compare it to 6 years ago, yeah, what did we have days actually, right? It wasn't that good. Now we do have these good coins. So when it comes to that, I feel like, yeah, a lot of coins in this list might make it back to their all-time high, even surpass it. And Gala is one of them, because it's not a coincidence that Gala topped out at the end of 2021. Basically every altcoin did, right? It was not because Gala was doing so great back then, specifically, right? It's just the market allowed. Right? And in the next bull run at the top, the market allows us again. But then Gala has way more, way better utilities. Just way more, basically. It's better then. So then there is not really a reason for me to believe that it can't get here. Of course, it will have more competition. There will be more altcoins. So that's a good reason to believe why it won't come back. But the quality is better. And I think that that's one of the most important things, at least. So Gala is definitely on my list. Next one is Seedify. Now, Seedify is personally one of my biggest bags. And Seedify is a crypto gaming, metaverse, AI, NFT, launchpad, very innovative. I think they will do insane in the next crypto bull run. I really think that Seedify will do great, really great. Because if you, let me show you this. Here we go. CryptoRank.io, great website. In a bull run, new projects blow up. I know in the last bull run I was making videos on my other channel where I was looking at these shit coins that were releasing that now all fail, but these all had like a $50 million market cap. Shit coins, meme coins, crazy, right? People love to ape into new stuff in a bull run. Why? Because everything in a bull run that's a little good moons. Right, so it goes completely crazy, and that especially goes for pre-sales, IDOs, private sales, ICOs, IGOs, startups, that kind of stuff. If you look at Seedify, what they did in the last bull run, the projects that they released, if you look at the all-time high ROI, they released projects that did a 700x, 180x, 170x, 100x, 71x, 60, 50, 40, 40, 30x. Incredible, right? And it all happened in 2021. October, September, November, December, November, December, November, August. It was almost a good song. And October. So you see that that was at the top of the bull run, basically, right? So in the top of the bull run, Seedify went up like crazy, but it didn't even matter, right? If you made a 10x on that coin, you'd be like, yeah, whatever, doesn't matter, because I just invested $1,000 in Blocktopia and now I have $700,000, and that happened weekly. It was insane. It was insane. Therefore, a lot of people will FOMO into good crypto launchpads. So Seedify is definitely on my list. Lately, they are lagging a little bit. A lot of issues with the website. But I'd rather have it now than in the bull run, to be honest. So let them resolve it right now. It's cool. And in the next bull run, they are ready to go. Now, I'm going to skip one because I basically, I'm going to do it like this. The next one is Engine Starter, another crypto gaming launchpad. If you would have asked me like a couple of months ago, I would have said that Engine Starter is very high risk, high reward. Well, not very, but quite high risk, high reward. And it still is, right? Basically, every altcoin is, especially the lower caps, because Engine Starter has an $18 million market cap. CeDeFi has 54, which is also low cap, but $18 million market cap. Engine Starter is not innovative necessarily. Their refund system is not that good as CeDeFi's, so that's a good reason to be invested in CeDeFi, for example, instead of Engine Starter. But Engine Starter keeps on delivering, no matter what. They always work, they always push projects, and they had to refund a lot. But yeah, sometimes they put out a project that did very well. They just keep on going and going and going. And you see when that happens in the last 90 days, well, 180 days, you see what happened. Engine Starter was sitting at 0.001, basically, 1.5, and it went all the way to, it did a 4x, right? Because people just like to ape in this kind of stuff. They really like. I mean, it's understandable. I made a lot of money with Engine Starter already. Like, so I'm very curious what this could do in a bull run. And with such a low market cap, this is an easy 10x, even from this point, I think. Will we get better entries? I will be surprised if it doesn't come down a little bit to at least around, I don't know, 4 instead of the 5.3 where we're sitting right now. But then again, overall, long term, dollar costing. Next one, and yeah, the next one is what you don't expect from me, because I would never buy it. So it sounds a little hypocritical to put it in this list, but that's just taste. It doesn't say anything about the project, and that's Cardano. High cap, of course, but the thing is, Cardano has the hype and it has the community, and that's very important. You see that with Dogecoin, for example. I mean, that's the living proof that hype and community is enough to push a project very high. Because if you ask me, like, yo, is the market cap of Cardano equal to what they actually do? Then it's a big hell no. Of course not. Come on. Like, it's a layer 1, right? And I don't know a lot of projects that are built on Cardano, for example, right? If you look at good projects, they mostly build on Ethereum or on AVAX or whatever, right? But yeah, it's what it is. It's what it is. So yeah, product-wise, therefore, I don't like investing long-term in a project that doesn't really have utility, and a lot of ADA fans gonna hate me for this, but let's be honest, it doesn't, right? No really total value locked or anything, no big projects building on it, or maybe just getting a little started, but come on, what do you want after 5-6 years? But then again, Cardano keeps on pushing, and it has the community. It just has the community, and you can't deny that. So Cardano, yeah, the all-time high market cap was incredible. It was like, well, close to 100 million, right? It's now sitting at 13 million. Will it do 100x from here? I definitely doubt that. Did I say 100x? I mean 10x. Well, whatever. Will it do it 10x from here? I doubt that. So I don't think that's possible. But why I did put Cardano in this list is because you can at least make a 10x out of it. And I say that because of this. If you look at the chart, let me get a clean chart for you. If you look at the chart for Cardano, then look at this. Right, here we go. Cardano was one of the hardest bleeders in this bear market, right? I mean, Cardano was really fucking it up. Like if you were in Cardano in the bear market, you would have got destroyed, right? But like I said, that goes for a lot of altcoins. That's not up to Cardano. People just don't like to speculate on these risky altcoins during a bear market, right? But Cardano always shows steam in a crypto bull market so far. Now, like I said, I don't think it's going to do a 10x from where we are right now. That would put Cardano at 380. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's not what I expect. But the thing is that Cardano is very likely to go much lower than where it is right now. And from that point, then it's actually possible for Cardano to do a 10x. Now, why do I say that? Well, if you look at Cardano Bitcoin, this chart shows me why Cardano is going to get wrecked. I'm pretty sure, as far as you can be, right? Why do I say that? Well, first, let's take a look at this, the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance shows, of course, how much money is sitting into Bitcoin compared to the rest of the crypto market, right? Now, I expect the Bitcoin dominance, which is sitting quite high, and that's the reason why Cardano got wrecked so hard. Let me pull it up here again. Right, the Bitcoin dominance really shot up over the last couple of months, and therefore Cardano on its Bitcoin pair really crashed over the last couple of months. Right, made new lows. Well, not too long ago. This was like 2 weeks ago. Right, made a new low. And what Cardano Bitcoin is doing still, basically, lower low after lower low after lower low, lower high after lower high after lower high. So it's still in the free fall. It's still going down. So it's kind of stupid to buy it right now, basically. And what happened is that Cardano had major support right here on this 1500 Fibonacci on the 1500 Satoshis, give or take, right? We had, if we go way back, you see right here that there was already something going on. We had resistance right here. Well, whatever, we had resistance right here. Once we finally broke it, tested it as support. We tested it as support twice over here. We tested a lot of support right here. Now we broke down below it because the Bitcoin dominance shot up. So now the problem is basically that Cardano has lost its support already. But Bitcoin is still holding up quite strong. Well, once Bitcoin sees a rejection, then Cardano has no support left, basically, right? Now, also my expectation is that eventually the dominance will break to the upside, and it might take a year, but it will break to the upside. That means that altcoins are going to get completely destroyed on their Bitcoin pair, and way more than it is right now, right? Way more. So Cardano could at least go to around this level of, well, let's say 1,000 Satoshis, which is still quite bullish for a lot of people. Some will put it way lower. That's 30% lower. Let's say Bitcoin is at the same level then than what it is right now. Then it's 30% lower on its dollar pair, right? 30% lower. 30% lower is around here. Right? But it could also happen while Bitcoin is going down as well. Yeah, then Cardano is completely getting wrecked. Completely wrecked, right? And it could happen while Bitcoin is going up. Then, you know, meh. Not really that interesting. But overall, if you just have Bitcoin, yeah, you can buy already Cardano basically at its lows. It's not much of a difference. And this will go lower. So in that case, I feel like, okay, Cardano has a good chance of doing a 10x, but purely because it's going to get completely fucking wrecked first. That's kind of it. But the community is too strong to let it stay there. So therefore, I'm saying Cardano. Let's go a little low cap right here. And the next one is Fomo Forged. $87 million market cap, which is quite low cap for what it does. The all-time high was around 600 million, I think. Well, no, higher. 840 million. 840 million. So let's say 10x from its all-time high, right? Could it go back to its all-time high? I think it can. Because Fomo Forged is one of the hardest builders in this crypto bear market. And back in the last bull run, they didn't really have much, to be honest. The real stuff is rolling out right now, right? And the price chart is screaming accumulation right here. This is the accumulation phase. And the accumulation phase is way dollar cost, basically. If you want to cherry pick the bottom on Falcon Forge, I'm making a lot of videos about that. But if you are interested, I can show you really quick if you like. So this is basically the range for Falcon Forge. If you remove this middle line right here, then this is it, right? Between $5 and $2.50, give or take. We're now sitting at 360, so right in the middle. But overall, if you zoom out, sorry, it was already zoomed out. If you zoom out, then you see that, you know, accumulation, uptrend, kind of distribution, not much, downtrend, accumulation, whatever. Falcon Forge is a really good play for what they do with their own Delysium chain, with all the games that they are making. They have really a lot of stuff going on, and I feel this is a real gem, in my opinion. And if we take a look at the current market cap, since it's basically hovering between, well, if we call this the top side of the range, and it's hovering between 120 million and 60 million. So it's a big range. And yeah, again, it's now sitting in the middle. I think every time it comes close to here, it's a very, very beautiful buying opportunity, because if you buy it at 60 million, yeah, they have a way higher chance of doing a 10x than here. But very quite, how do you say this? Relatively low risk, high reward. 2 Legion plays left, and then we'll wrap it up. This is Altora, and I know there's a lot of gaming in here. But it's just my opinion that gaming and crypto is meant to be like Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, like Bassie and Adriaan, so, like we have here in the Netherlands as well. But Altora, big partnerships lately. So really getting their name out there. Super low cap right now. The fully diluted is even 26 million. Tokenomics on point. You can stake it for a decent APY. On their website, if you just go right here, you can go to staking somewhere. Where is it? It's staking.altora. something, or I don't know. I have it somewhere. Well, go check it out. Higher staking. So Altora, smart NFT. So it's basically usually when you have an NFT, you sell that NFT, it's going back to its original state. And right here, from what I know, is you can, let's say you have a skin in a game, you upgrade it, your NFT is better, it's worth more, you worked for it, right? And you want to sell it, you can sell it as it is. I think that that's exactly what projects need. Now, Altora, with this market cap, if we have a good crypto gaming bull run, then yeah, bro, I don't know, but then I would be surprised if it stays with just a 10x, to be honest. I don't know what history there is from the top of my head. Yeah, $260 million market cap, right? It's now 20. Right, so it came down quite, not even 20, right? So it came down like 15x or so. Yeah, this could definitely go back around that level, in my opinion. But the nice thing is as well, if you look at this price chart, look, I mean, Altora was even sitting at 5 million. Right, so you could have already pulled out at 3x out of it. Now it's sitting quite high compared to where it came from. I don't know if it's going back here though. I don't know. Some projects, they had such a run. I feel like, yeah, you can go down another 60% probably. But previous all-time lows, I doubt it. Especially with Altora. Too many stuff going on right now, basically. So Altora is my DJ pick for sure. Now, another project, the last one that happens to have a partnership with Altora is Delysium. Of course, I had to put it in my list. Delysium is going to get listed on KuCoin, Bybit, Gate, Maxi, and BingX. This is a new one for me, I guess. But Delysium, I just made a video about it, so I'm not gonna go too much into detail, the Delysium is a AI project that has been worked on for a long while. It's like ChatGPT for crypto, but you can do crazy stuff with this. It shows you right here what you can do with it. They have their launch coming up. Big marketing. They're all over the world. Solid, strong team. I really love the team, how they're doing it. They have a game as well, and the game is already listed on the Epic Game Store. It's one of the few crypto projects that managed to do that. For your info, Epic Game Store has like 70 million monthly active users or something like that, so that's gonna catch a lot of hype, of course. The initial market cap when the listing starts will be $5 million, right? And yeah, there is a big gap between the market cap and the fully diluted market cap, but it's going to take a long time before that's getting vested. And in the meantime, we will see a bull run. So I think that this is a really good play. And who knows, maybe, you know, it lists and it goes to 1 million market cap. I don't know, but it's nothing else than a big opportunity for me. This is something that I have, my conviction is high. So Delysium is my last pick. Guys, if you like the content, please show it by liking the content. If you have any questions, suggestions, opinions you want to share, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow.